The creative, charismatic, fabulous feline Kat Von D, who has tattooed superstars, whiz kids, strippers, soccer moms, born-again Christians, and cops, shares herself, her stories, and brings us her super edgy Love Letters and Treasure Coast clothing collection and her exclusive makeup line, which includes tattoo concealer, of all things. LA's prolific tattoo artist and former star of TV's LA Inc., Kat Von D, had a marvelous mother who told her to fearlessly express herself through her art. So Kat quit school at 16 to pursue her tattoo passion. That decision turned into a high-voltage career filled with some, oh my God, adventures, and her newest clothing collection of lovely and quirky tops, skirts, pants, and dresses, and an exclusive Sephora makeup line of beauty products, and she calls it Treasure Coast. Kat Von D, hello. Treasure Coast, the beauty? I thought Treasure Coast was the clothing.
Yeah, Treasure Coast is the name of the collection that's currently out right now for spring and summer, and it's been an amazing trip. I mean, last time I saw you, so much has happened since then. So,
well, your life is not dull. Last time you were here, your house had caught on fire the day before.
Right. Yeah.
And the cat went to the cat heaven.
Yep. Yeah. It was. I was on my book tour. Actually, it was the halfway point, and I remember sitting there talking to my friend whose also name is Kat, and saying, "What do you do when this happens?" And I guess we get on a plane and we just go, you know, we just keep on going, and so I'm glad I came out here. It was a great time. I think, you know, the fans were so receptive, and I still have all of like the scarves that they knit me, and they drew and painted pictures of Valentine and stuff as a gift. So, you know, Vancouver has a place in my heart.
And to get away from the insurance thing just a bit, did they pay? Did they not pay? Because I know there was a bit of an issue about who burned the house down.
There was never an issue, and I was kind of confused by it because I think I always say it must be a slow day in the press when like they're worrying about old stuff like that. But yeah, because it was sorted out so long ago. It was an electrical fire, and yeah, nothing really came out of it. So I'm not even insured by that company, so I have no idea. I think they were trying to get press out of it. Yeah.
They must have, because the.
But I think that's bad press, but not in a good way.
No, the rumor was that
they were suing me.
You had put candles everywhere, and it was the candles that started the fire. And you say no truth to that.
No, I was on my book tour, so thankfully, because you know, if I was home and that would have happened, you know, I may be in heaven with my cat as well. So.
Well, it's good you're not.
Yes.
But have you always loved cats?
Yeah, I think so. You know, since I was a child, I love animals in general, you know, but I think that specific breed of hairless cats, their demeanor is just so loving, especially towards humans. So they're kind of like a cross between a bat, a dog, and a monkey, and a little bit of a cat.
Well, I was looking at a picture of Ludwig.
Yeah, my first one.
Yes, and Ludwig is a goner too.
Yeah.
But named after Beethoven?
Yeah, I love classical music, and I think if you hang around me long enough, you'll know how much of a Beethoven nerd I am. You know, I've played since I was 6 years old, and my grandmother, who's a classical pianist, trained the three of us. So, you know, I have a big love for Beethoven.
And Beethoven's love story.
Yeah, he's the king of unrequited love, so it's probably why I relate. So.
Sure, as I recall, the love of his life was it Julie or Josephine?
It's
Julie.
Actually, Beethoven theorists have never come to a solid conclusion. They have theories as to who the girl is, but he did leave his entire estate and music and everything to somebody that he called his immortal beloved. So I kind of like it that it's a mystery, you know?
Well, sure, but he was a commoner, and she was nobility, as I recall. And then her husband died.
Yeah.
It's very intriguing. Julie's husband died, and they had 4 children, and she still couldn't marry Beethoven because she could not marry a commoner.
Right. Isn't that crazy? Oh,
really.
Crazy times.
Really, but his passion ran deep. And what I loved about the Beethoven story is the fact he starts to lose his hearing when he's like 26 years old.
Without other people even knowing it. I think that was kind of the catalyst for people thinking that he was an angry person, which I'm sure he was. I have no idea. I didn't know him. But, you know, you can only imagine what it would feel like to not be able to hear somebody and just keep walking when they're trying to talk to you.
And keep composing.
Sure.
And playing the piano.
Yeah,
and,
by the time he passed away, like, you know, obviously Ode to Joy, like, he never actually heard it outside of his head, you know, so.
Yeah, and couldn't hear the applause.
Yeah.
They had to turn him around. The audience would clap, and he couldn't hear, and they'd have to turn him around so he could see them clapping.
Oh, so inspiring.
Okay, so let's talk about you rather than Beethoven. Art changes lives. Of course it does, for the better, sometimes profoundly.
Sure.
How has it changed yours?
Oh, I mean, it saved me from myself many times. I think, you know, and me, the reason I'm here, obviously, is I'm doing these signings, and with this art show is my first time ever showing my art, really, and I am kind of shy when it comes to that, but I started drawing with these kids at the hospital through this organization called Art of Elysium, and you know, the power of art and just therapy through art. I think it's a huge gift, you know. And when I was a kid, I was kind of a loner, and art was definitely my best friend. So I think this is just a way for me to give back.
And your mother encouraged you, and your grandmother encouraged you.
Yeah, my grandmother is and still is an amazing painter, and she was very strict and disciplinary, which I'm grateful for now. But yeah. It's good.
So what did she think? What did Granny think when you decided to become a tattoo artist rather than a paint-by-numbers artist?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if my parents and my entire family had it their way at the time, you know, they would have had me choose a different route of occupation, because it was just more fear of the unknown. You know, you assume. Well, also, my parents aren't from America, so it's like a different culture, you know, and so they just. I think they were just scared of me, like, oh, is she hanging out with the wrong crowd, or is this a phase that she's going to regret? And now, you know, I mean, I've been tattooing since I was 14, and I just turned 30, so, you know, they're really proud of what I do.
And your first one, was that on your girlfriend?
No,
your first tattoo? Or on you?
Oh, the first tattoo I got, or the first tattoo I did?
First tattoo you got was the J on the ankle,
that's right.
Right?
You've got a great memory.
What inspired the J? Who inspired the J? Why the J?
My first love, his name was James, and I was 14, and we ran away across country on the Greyhound bus to Georgia, and it was just, I think, my first taste of love. And I still look back at those 3 years; they were groundbreaking years, and I think warm things. It's good. Yeah, I still have the tattoo too. Yeah.
I bet you do, and you have a few more.
Yeah,
I've noticed.
Yes.
But it's art. It is so. I know it's a tattoo.
Yeah,
but it's also, it's art.
Yeah, and it's a form of self-expression, you know.
Do you have one on your body you don't want anymore?
No, I mean, there are some that I think I like more than others, but I'm not really one to see it other than just a tattoo. You
Okay,
know?
so the connection you have with somebody is an extension of you, I know.
Sure.
When you tattoo, you've said that many times.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend, first time. First time you tattooed her, she was how old? Wasn't it your girlfriend? Your first tattoo ever that you did on someone else?
The first tattoo I did was on a guy named Oliver. And
Oliver.
Yeah, and he...
Oliver the husband?
No.
No, okay.
Ex-husband.
I know.
Just
I
kidding.
get confused. Okay.
But no, the first tattoo I did was on a guy named Oliver, and he was the kid in the neighborhood who was basically not teaching me, but letting me use his equipment at the time. And I did a little Misfits skull on his arm, and I love that band, and so it was interesting to be able to make that full circle. And then years later, I tattooed some of the original members of the Misfits. I was like, whoa, you know, your band inspired the first tattoo I ever did, and look where we are now.
What goes around comes around.